In a colorful village deep in Africa, the night sky was full of twinkling stars, and the sound of drums filled the air. Everyone in the village was having a big party. They danced and sang around a warm fire, celebrating the joy of being together. Among them were two best friends, Nia and Kwame. Nia, always excited and full of hope, turned to Kwame with bright eyes. They had heard stories about a hidden treasure in the jungle, a treasure that could help everyone in their village. Imagine what we could do for our village if we found it, Nia said with a big smile. Kwame nodded, but he also felt a bit worried. The jungle is dangerous, Nia. We must be very careful. Early the next morning, as the sun was rising and the first birds began to sing, Nia and Kwame started their adventure into the jungle. They were determined to find the treasure. The path they followed was narrow and covered with thick trees and bushes. The jungle seemed alive with sounds and shadows. Despite the challenges, their spirits were high. They kept moving forward with excitement and purpose, ready to face whatever came their way. After walking for what seemed like hours, they came across an old man sitting by a big tree. He had a kind face and wise eyes that sparkled as he saw them. The old man smiled warmly and greeted them. "The treasure you are looking for is real," he said in a gentle voice. "But you must be careful. There are many dangers in the jungle. Follow the river until you reach the big waterfall. There, you will find what you seek. And remember, your greatest strength is your friendship." Nia and Kwame thanked the old man for his advice and continued their journey. His words stayed in their minds, giving them both courage and caution. The jungle grew thicker and darker as they went deeper. Strange sounds surrounded them, making them feel uneasy. The trees seemed to close in around them, and shadows moved in the corners of their eyes. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a group of monkeys swung down from the trees, chattering loudly and blocking their path. The monkeys' leader, a large and curious monkey, stared at them and spoke. "To pass, you must answer our riddle," the leader said. "What speaks without a mouth and hears without ears? It has no body, but comes alive with wind. What am I?" Nia and Kwame looked at each other, their minds racing. They had to think hard and fast. After a moment, Nia's face lit up with understanding, and she whispered to Kwame. Together, they answered, "An echo." The monkeys were impressed by their cleverness and allowed them to pass. Feeling proud and relieved, Nia and Kwame continued their adventure, their hearts beating fast with the thrill of getting closer to their goal. The deeper they went into the jungle, the more it seemed like a different world. The sounds of birds and animals grew louder, and the air was filled with the scent of exotic flowers. The jungle was alive with color and mystery, but also with unseen dangers. Finally, after a long journey, they reached the big waterfall. Water crashed down into a sparkling pool below, filling the air with mist and the roar of falling water. They stood there for a moment, awestruck by the beauty and power of the waterfall. They remembered the old man's advice about their friendship being their greatest strength. Working together, they searched for clues and soon found a hidden path behind the waterfall. The path was slippery and narrow, but they helped each other and moved carefully. Behind the waterfall, they discovered a glowing cave, bathed in the light of the sun shining through the water. Inside the cave, they found a chest filled with gold and jewels, shining brightly. Their hearts raced with excitement as they reached for the treasure. But just as their fingers touched the chest, the ground began to shake. Rocks tumbled around them, and a deep rumbling sound filled the air. Out of the shadows, a giant snake slithered into view, its scales shimmering in the dim light. The snake's eyes glinted with curiosity and challenge. It coiled around the chest, guarding the treasure with a watchful gaze. The snake spoke in a voice that seemed to echo in the cave. To claim the treasure, you must prove your bravery. Show me that you are worthy. Nia and Kwame stood firm, their hands tightly clasped together. They were scared, but their friendship gave them strength. They explained their quest and how they wanted to use the treasure to help their village. They spoke with courage and honesty, showing no fear. The snake listened to their words and watched their brave faces. Seeing their determination and strong friendship, the snake slowly uncoiled and moved back. It allowed them to take the treasure, recognizing their pure intentions and the strength of their bond. With their bags full of gold and jewels, Nia and Kwame carefully made their way back out of the cave and behind the waterfall. The journey back to their village was long, but they felt light and happy. They had faced many dangers, but their friendship had seen them through. When they finally returned to their village, they were welcomed as heroes. Everyone cheered and celebrated their safe return and the wealth they had brought back. The village chief praised their bravery and the strength of their friendship. The treasure would bring happiness and good times to everyone in the village. From that day on, the story of Nia and Kwame's adventure became famous in their village. It was a story that taught everyone about the value of friendship, courage, and working together. Their bond, tested and proven in the jungle, remained strong and unbreakable.